Hey everybody, welcome back to Falcon Plays Icy, episode number 2. Hopefully you took the time to check out episode number 1. If you have not just yet, stop the video, go watch episode 1 and then come back because all this correlates with one another extremely well. So believe me, just go back and watch that before you watch this. If you already watched it though, then you're fine. Continue listening to my voice over here ramble on. But if you remember, at the end of last episode, we actually lost Hector, our leader, and we came under attack in the middle of the night. And is this the Red Horseman that Hector was talking about? Let's find out. So, instantly, we are thrown into our very first fight. The game is not just, reading and story and making choices. There's also a combat element to the game, which I didn't mention. And here's the combat itself, and I actually really like the combat mechanic because it does play into your skills and a little bit of RNG as well, but you definitely have the chance of making some choices here to kind of affect you and have a better chance at winning this. Now, are we going to win this one? Let's find out. During the night, your group gets attacked by mysterious bandits. Right now, we have a balance going on over here of morale. So right now, we're kind of down the middle. As you can see, we have all of our HP. My group has all of their HP, and we have high morale. And the enemies have all of their HP and high morale as well. Now, let's see here. Engage enemy in a melee fight. So we definitely have no other choice than to do that because we're not going to fall back right now. Enemy receives 10 HP damage and 2 morale points of loss. Group receives 79 health and 16 morale points. So already it's looking pretty grim for us, right? It's almost like this is almost a scripted loss, right? It actually is. Sorry to spoil it for you. But we're gonna make it. We're gonna give him a fight, though. Believe me, we will. You see an enemy leader, taking him down could give you a great advantage. Oh, maybe it's not scripted after all, is it? We have a few choices. Try to take him down with a single shot. Take him down with an arrow. Shoot him until he falls on the ground. Sneak behind him to kill him easily. So if we had enough stealth, we could probably pull this off. I don't really think we do, and again, it might be scripted as I mentioned. So let's just go over here and take him down with an arrow because we do excel at bowmanship, right? Your arrow misses the enemy and lands far away from your target. So they receive no damage. Or at least I lost 1 HP. Next one. Your arrow misses, right? We already got that. So let's go ahead and engage the enemy again. We have lost all of our HP. Oof, yes, okay, as you imagined, I alluded to it, it was a scripted battle afterwards for the story progression, but this means we're about to hit the actual gameplay. You're free to roam on your own, survive on your own really soon. You feel weak and aching. You try to crawl on the ground, but with each movement you feel the pain of all over your body. You try to stay awake, but soon your willpower weakens and you pass out. After that, there is only darkness. You don't know how long you stay unconscious. Strange dreams populate your rest, dreams of the different place, of a different time. You see a shiny tower going towards the sky, technology you've never seen in the White Wasteland, technology belonging to an ancient world which fell apart. And remember, this takes place a significant amount of time after the end of civilization, so these people have no idea as to what probably our culture was all about too, so keep that in mind. During the dream, you hear a familiar voice. It's Jerome, and he's calling you, asking you to wake up. You finally realize you're dreaming, and this sudden consciousness brings you back to the waking world. Hey, wake up! Are you okay? We have 3 options here. What happened? Well, the situation is pretty messed up. Just take a look around you. You look around yourself. The morning sun blinds you at first, and you're able to see what you and your mates are sitting on the ground, tied. You're not the only prisoner, and there are a lot of other people that seem to share your condition. Armed bandits are guarding the area. You can see many tents scattered around, and it's different to understand how many there are. Running away from them won't be easy. They have guns and everything else they need to keep us in our place. You will never escape. We tried to, but they're too many. They have horses and guns, and if they want us alive, I fear we will all soon become slaves. So this is a dude that wasn't part of our group initially. Keep that in mind. We have 3 choices here. Say nothing. I'd rather die than be a slave. Now we are more. So now they have to keep their eyes on more people, and it won't be hard for us to find an opening. That's true. Let's go with that one. Now we have another person here. I won't be beaten again just because someone of you wants to do something that stupid. Come on, you're a ray of sunshine, aren't you, buddy? They beat all of us, Joseph. But what should we do? Just wait here to be sold as slaves? Long story short, we tried to run away during the night. They found us and beat the shit out of us. End of the story. Alrighty, well, we tried. You give up? Just give up like that? No, we can't give up, man. We gotta continue living. We're not gonna be slaves to these, killers. I won't give up. Unless you have a freaking genius idea, I'd like to not get beaten again, too. Screw you. I'd rather die than be a slave. We're leaving. I don't know how, but we're leaving. The stranger smiles slightly. Sure, I'm really curious to see what you will do. A bandit approaches you and starts screaming, "Shut the fuck up! All of you, we're moving now. Prepare yourself, it's gonna be a long walk." You and the other prisoners start walking with your hands tied along the bandits' caravan. They constantly watch you and you're unable to find a way to break free. Day after day, you start to resign your destiny. The bandits constantly watches over you and don't even allow you to talk amongst yourselves. You barely get to know the ones who share your destiny. Carlos and April are a couple, and they were in the same group with Joseph when they got attacked and kidnapped. There's a young girl, Ava. She seems sad and never speaks. The only thing you're able to discover is that the bandits killed her family. But finally, after walking for several days through the White Plains, something happens. The bad thing is that it doesn't look like something good. Not at all. Oh, good God, what the hell is this? You see 3 people peacefully approaching the bandits. They don't look like common survivors. Even the bandits who assaulted you, despite their good resources, are not that well equipped. Polished and shiny weapons, high-tech equipment. All the bandits look at these 3 people with reverence and awe. You never saw someone so well-equipped walking on the White Wasteland. A feminine voice comes from one of those masked soldiers. "Proceed with the test. Let's move on. We have no time to waste." I'm sure they're good enough for your needs. Some prisoners are young and healthy. They are perfect for your needs. The woman slowly turns to face the bandit and stands for a couple of seconds in an intimidating silence. We'll see. They approach you and the other prisoners and start using some medical equipment to take some of your blood. They take a sample from each one of you. They go away and for some minutes, they come again. The mysterious woman looks at Goran and Irma and then nods at her 2 companions. Take those 2 and their children. They're the only ones we're interested in. Do what you want with the others. We have no use for them. They walk away, bringing Goran, Irma, and their children with them. Jerome tries to stand up on his feet and protest, but he gets kicked in the stomach and falls on the ground. The mysterious strangers leave, taking with them your companions. While they disappear into the mist, the bandits give you the order to stand up and prepare to walk. You're now walking just like any other day, with armed guards all around you. When you hear some screams coming from some bandits, you turn to see what's happening. At least 30 horsemen are charging the bandits, quickly descending from the top of a small hill. They're wearing red. They are the Red Horsemen, feared bandits and pillagers. The bandits start shooting at them, but the horsemen rapidly reach your position and start attacking your captors in close combat. Jerome screams before he starts running away. "Let's go! Now!" You and the other prisoners start running away while the bandits are too busy worrying about their own life. You keep running away from your captors while you hear bullets going towards you. One of those bullets hits Joseph on his chest and he falls to the ground. April stops running and kneels by her companion's body. "Joseph! Joseph, please stand up!" Alright, so that's her husband. They just got shot. I could keep running away. I could drag April away. I can tell her to leave the body. I don't think you're going to be talking her out of this, so let's go ahead and just drag her away. While you pull April away from the dead body of her former companion, you hear Carlos's voice. "For fuck's sake, run! He's dead! Run!" Someone keeps shooting at you, but the bullets pierce the snow around you without hitting anyone. You're too far to be an easy target. You'll see a tunnel's entrance ahead of you and your group starts running towards it. You are getting far away from the captors who seem to be busy fighting the horsemen. You take a last look behind you and you see no one coming after you. The tunnel is quite long, but after a few minutes you finally see the light and the cold wind coming from the outside. You can see the world map pressing M while traveling around the world. And we have escaped. And this right here is essentially where the game starts off after the story introduction, the tutorial. Now you're kind of free to your devices. We will be giving a few hints and quests where to go to, but now from this point onward we are free to roam. Alrighty, that's an amazing introduction if I could say so myself. I'm, again, as I've mentioned, big fan of the game already. So let's take a look what's happening here. For one, let's go ahead and if I can, let me just save my game here really quickly. Haven't done much of that, so let's just save over here. Great. Let's see here. We have our player character. No experience just yet. We haven't really done much to merit experience. Then let's look at our group here. We have our party members. We have Jerome and Dimitra from our original group. And we have a few new people, Carlos and April. April just lost her husband. Carlos is still around. He's a new dude as well. And we have Ava, which is the child who lost her parents, if I'm right. So yeah, we have 3 new people in our group along with the 2 people left over from our initial group. Alrighty, so that's what we have here. In terms of our equipment, we still have our things equipped over here. We have a few of our weapons left over. And we have that little... What is this about? The toy. A simple toy, yes, you're too old to play with it. So we still have a few items left over from our initial excursions. We have a lockpick and we still have the crowbar. Great. So that's what's happening over here in inventory. Now in terms of rations, we have 9 medkits, or at least 9 ways to heal some wounds. We have 40 food, 8 fuel, and 24 bullets. Great. Right now, what is going to be our quest? tracking the bandits, go south. Go south to escape from the battlefield where you're escaped from the bandits. Great, so we need to get away as far as possible for now so they don't come after us, presumably, right? So this will be our quest. Let's actually head towards there. And as you can see, this developmental build thing is kind of blocking it, but right now it's at 14 hours if I'm right, day 1. So right now you'll see this actually start moving a bit as we progress because again, we're out of the tutorial portion itself. Now, while you're wandering to a location, you could definitely run into RNG type of events, which will be just random completely. So keep that in mind. Not everything is like a one shot to a location without any sort of issue. Believe me, there's a bunch of events in this game. You spot an old house and tell everyone to get inside. You should be safe and able to rest, at least for some time. Well, we can stay here for the night. I don't think they'll come after us. Fine, let's see if there's something useful inside the place. The group starts scavenging the place. It looks like someone's shelter, but it has clearly been abandoned years ago. You find some useful supplies, such as a couple of handmade bows with some arrows, some very rusty blades, and 3 bandages that seem clean enough to be used. While Demetra is preparing a fire, you see Ava speaking up. What shall we do now? Alright, so we have a few options here now. We'll survive like we always did. Don't worry, we'll keep you safe. We'll keep going away and say nothing. I say we'll survive like we always did. I mean, nothing's changed. This has been the life that we've been kind of living for a while now, so we'll survive. I don't think I'll be able to keep running like we did today. You can leave me here, I can take care of myself. Ava, you're a little child still. You're not gonna survive on your own here, at least I don't imagine, unless you're Ellie from The Last of Us or something. Anyway, while Ava is talking, you see Jerome asking you to come near him with a gesture of his hand. Then you turn your attention again to Ava. Why do you say that? Don't even think about it. We need to stay together. Go talk with Jerome, just ignore her completely. Let's try to talk some sense into her, right? I'm not a child. I'm more than capable of taking care of myself. Why is that like the cliched child response to everything, right? Anyway, I'm sure of that. No one can survive alone. That's why you should come along. I don't think so, Tim. Yeah. Home improvement reference aside. Let's say no one can survive alone. Ava lowers her eyes and waits for a couple of seconds before answering. Fine. But I don't want to be treated like a child. I'm old enough. Excuse me. I'm old enough to deserve some respect. Alrighty. Sounds like a fair trade. I mean, children in this type of era, I guess they would have to kind of, quote-unquote grow up a lot faster, you'd imagine, so... And you will have it. I promise you. Now, let me go talk to my friend. He seems to be on edge. Okay, and thank you for being nice to me. I'm tired of people that only see me as a little child. She turns away and goes to sit near the fire. So far we're doing really good with Ava, I have to say. You can finally approach Jerome, who seems eager to talk to you. Now listen to me and listen carefully. You know how it works with families and new people. We are here with 3 strangers, but the girl is clearly too young to have any authority on this matter. Me and Demetra will just pretend that you were our leader before that shit happened. The tradition is that newcomers accept the family leadership, and we can't tell them that our leader died the same day the bandits attacked us. We'll treat them as new members of our family, and since there is an actual leader, that Carlos guy won't argue with that. At least I hope so. Are you okay with that? Alrighty. I like it. Why me? Will I really be the leader? I'll say I like it. I feel I'm capable of being the leader that you guys deserve. The pillar of hope. The Dark Knight. Anyway, Jerome smiles. I knew that. You will be just perfect. You're cut out for the role. We need a strong leader after what happened. Just remember to listen to old Jerome's advice, will you? Now, let's go talk with our new companions. When everyone is gathered around the fire, Carlos begins what will be a long discussion. So what now? Do we know where we are? Yes, this is the Vale, a relatively enclosed territory not so far from here, from where we got caught. And what shall we do now? I suppose we have to choose a new leader, don't we? So, we have a few options here. I am the one in charge. Just stand up initially, wait for Jerome to say something, or it won't be necessary. It won't be necessary. We will welcome you as newcomers and you will accept our current leader. I can assure you that you won't regret this choice. Let's go with that one. This seems a little bit more confrontational, like say, hey, I'm in charge. So let's say that one. It won't be necessary. So we are the newcomers now. I can accept that, but know that I won't shut up just because you say so. We want to be treated fairly. And you will. Good to know that. So, what shall we do now? Our friends are in hands of some mysterious and incredibly well-equipped fighters who deal with local bandits for reasons unknown. We need to track them and hopefully save them. That won't only allow us to free our friends, but also to discover who those people are and where they get their awesome equipment. They had everything that a survivor needs, and then some. I'm getting old, and it would be nice to finally live a decent life. But the direction is unknown to us. We can't just ask everyone we meet if they've seen some super soldiers passing by. They might be one of those mercenary groups. They're usually rich and well-equipped. We may not want to deal with them at all, actually. We can't ignore the fact that their friends were kidnapped either. Huh. You're a good woman, April. Now, let's see. So maybe Jerome already has a plan. Our first duty is to survive, and we need a track. Alrighty, so I believe, yes, we want to go after our family members for sure. We can't just abandon them, but our first duty is to survive, right? So how about we focus on, getting better equipped right now to actually have a chance at this one, right? So let's say our first duty is to survive. The first thing we need to do is being able to easily survive. We have nothing right now, and we can't clearly face some high-tech soldiers without a decent equipment and lots of supplies. Exactly. See, I'm cut out for being the leader, guys. I got this shit in the bag. He says right now, and later on he just perishes the entire group. Anyway, I agree on that. It's crazy to start tracking a group of killers with only a couple of handmade bows. We need to get back on our feet. Yeah, but we can do that while searching for them. I'm not saying to do anything stupid, just looking for them and for our friends. I have a friend not too far from here, lives in a settlement called the Wind Tower. He's a weapons trader, and maybe he will know more about them. He deals with special stuff too, so if those mercenaries are local, he may know them. So, how far is this place? No more than a couple of days from here, I'm pretty sure of it. People keep talking, you quickly discover that April and Carlos are a good company. Ava's a little bit more silent, but she seems to know well enough about survival to not be a problem for your group. You will be able to privately talk with your companions using the button on the top left of the map screen. Alrighty, so now we're kind of back in the world map over here, and they mentioned talking to other people in their group to basically boost their morale, learn more about them, open up more dialogue and more options down the road, which is not a bad idea whatsoever. We can do that by clicking this over here, and it'll bring everybody in our group currently in here. Now, I feel that we did enough story progression right now that I'm going to bypass this for maybe next episode. We will talk to the survivors then and learn more a bit about their past and see what they could offer to the group down the line. For now, let's get a little bit of gameplay going on before we wrap it up here for today. So right now we have 12 medicine, we have 39 food, 7 fuel, and 24 ammunition over here. It is day 2, it is 6 in the morning, I want to say. Let's see, where is our quest 2 right now? Tracking the bandits, find some supplies. So let's see where this is going to be at. Let's do our little zoom feature over here. We're over here. This is where we need to go, apparently. And there's also a little bit of a settlement over here next to us. So I'm thinking before we even go to our actual quest, we go down over here and probably scavenge a little bit for our supplies, right? Because we're kind of a little bit low for 5 or 6 people, right? Well, it's actually 6 people when you count myself here. Alrighty. So let's zoom back over here. And we want to go over here, which seems to be like a rundown village. So let's actually track over on this side. And we want to go into scavenging. Alrighty, so in this small town we have, again, 3 options. Take our time, with no risk, kind of speed it up a little bit, or just go in there kind of recklessly about it. Now, the 2-hour one, again, now is going to be really important to keep track of our days and our time as opposed to the tutorial itself. So, doing something a bit faster, although bigger risk, probably better so we don't lose too much time in the day itself. Since we're under 50% danger even with 2 hours, I kind of want to go with that one, but 4 seems a little bit more inviting, maybe the 25% mark. 6 is obviously the best one, but 6 hours seems like a lot of time. I'm gonna go with 2. Let's just risk it here a little bit. You find a little police station. It appears to be completely locked, though. Luckily for us, we do have some lockpicks. We could also blow it up again, or we could just leave. What is that supposed to be? Like some sort of batarang? I'm telling you guys, I could be Batman. I could be that pillar of hope, the hero that we deserve, but not the one that we need. Is that how that goes? I'm not sure. Anyway, let's use our lockpicks because we have 2 of them, right? You successfully managed to open a door, and you're able to explore the building. Great. We had 2 of them, so I wonder if they break after 1 use. I'll have to take a look at our supplies pretty soon here. Alrighty, so, luckily, there came no negative event from this. Usually, when you go into a place, there will be like an event that plays out, but luckily, this was free of negative events, so we could just actually pillage and leave. Those are my favorite ones. We found 6 more supplies for medicine, no food, no fuel, no ammunition, but we also have a book, a gun, which is really good, and what the hell, well, I'm not sure what that is. We'll take everything. And let's go into our inventory here really quickly and find out what we just picked up. So the gun, pretty self-explanatory. Now we have me with a gun here. We have an extra gun as well. I don't think I have to equip the extra items on anybody else, just yourselves. That's all you really have to worry about. And now, in terms of the items, we picked up electrical parts, some wires and metal pieces whose use is unknown to you, and then we have a non-fiction book. Oh, good. Yeah, in case we're bored, we could actually just read. I mean, why would you be bored in this scenario, though, man? I'd be on edge the entire time. My heart would just stop working by the time I'm like 20 or something. Anyway, this went pretty well for us. Here is our guide point. And I guess we head towards it, right? Sure, why not? You're traveling with your party when you start hearing some strange noises. In a few minutes, the noises get stronger and you are able to understand their nature. Some people are adamantly discussing near an old house. Most of them are armed with melee weapons, but the one that seems to be the leader is talking to the other with a gun in his right hand. And unfortunately, we only have one option, which is talk to them. I'm not sure how comfortable I would feel coming up to a person holding a gun, and they're over here like having like a pretty heated discussion. Anyway, here's what we do, guys. We're going to find out what this is all about next episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Leave a thumbs up, leave a like. The support really does mean a lot. Tune in tomorrow. We will have some more Icy going on. I hope you really are enjoying the series because I'm having a blast with it so far. I will catch you next time.